Let's move on to happier news. So, Candiace Dillard Bassett, she is expecting her first child with husband Chris. So, this is super, super exciting. And I think this goes into whether or not Candiace was fired or chose to leave. She probably knew she was pregnant or about to get, fertilized in vitro, whatever it's called, and wanted to leave and not have that stress. I think her leaving the show was smart on so many levels. I think the first level, it was smart from a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, maybe even financial level. It was smart for her to leave the show because the show has gotten so toxic and just so bad that it's almost better not to be associated than to be associated. Like, I think at some point it would do her career a disservice to be a housewife with everything that Candiace has going on with her. And before we get into her pregnancy news, everyone's always talking about like, oh, the colorism conversation, blah, 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 blah. You guys know how I feel about that. I don't really see it. And I think the current situation with Candiace kind of like even proves that more about the whole colorism conversation. Because there's literally like hashtag, boycott Roja. People are so against Robin, so against Giselle, so against Ashley, calling them out. The collective isn't protecting them because they're lighter skinned. The collective is really coming more on Candiace's behalf and really rallying against her. So if it's this huge like collective colorism, that wouldn't really be happening. And then also, because a part of Candiace's whole thing was like, and the audience doesn't like me because I'm darker than them. That's not true either. It was because of your personality. You just yourself was unlikable. Nothing to do with the color of your skin, Candiace. And now that she has become more likable, oh, sorry, that's my laundry. But now that she has become more likable, she's gotten so much more fan support. And then also on top of that, I was thinking about that. Of all the women on the cast, Candiace has had the most, from a career perspective, she has had the most opportunities, the biggest glow up. She has been doing the best. So if it was all about color, then how come Candiace, out of all the light-skinned ones, is doing the best? She's had the most career success. She's had TV shows, she's had movies, she's touring, she has all types of opportunities. Like, her career has boomed more than any of these women. Giselle, I don't know what Giselle's job is. I mean, they have the podcast Reasonably Shady, but other than that, what does Giselle do? What opportunities has she gotten? I can't really think of any. Robin had her embezzled hats. I don't know even what that was, a Shopify store. I don't even know what that is anymore. Sure, she has the podcast. Now she's trying to open up like some beauty franchise. Who knows what's going on with that? Ashley, what has Ashley done? The weird athleisure collection she's doing with Giselle, who everybody clowns their fashion. That's basically like nothing. That's another Sheen by Sheree. Like that, like what opportunities has she gotten, right? So I just think it's really telling that Candiace, of all of the women, has really come out on top. And I think that's a testament to her growth. I think she's grown the most of all the women who's needed to grow. Robin and Giselle and Ashley are still stuck in their weird, I will never be accountable for anything in the world, and I'll just sit here in my mean, miserable energy. They haven't grown, but she has. So I'm excited for Candiace, and I'm excited that she's, moving forward. My thing to Candiace would be still work on your self-esteem, because for as much as she was going after the other women, energetically underneath all of it, it still seemed like she just really wanted Ashley and Giselle and Robin to like be her friend, to like her. And Candiace, get your validation from yourself, from within, from whatever higher power you believe in, and keep it popping. Don't need validation from women who will never like you, not because of who you are as a person, but because of who you are as a person, not in a bad way, but in a good way, because they see your light, they see in your shine, and they're jealous and it disturbs them. So stop wanting these women's validation, because it's still clear she wants to be friends with these women, and these women will never like you. Not because of your skin, but because of your shine. And that's something I really want Candiace to understand. But anyway, congratulations, Candiace and Chris. You guys, they're expecting their first child, which is super exciting. Chris looks really happy. Candiace is glowing. So this is from Entertainment Tonight. Candiace Bassett is upgrading from triangles to baby wipes. The star, who is 37, exclusively tells Entertainment Tonight she's expecting her first child with husband Chris Bassett, who is 46. I'm about 13 weeks, so just into the second trimester. It's been weird, but it's also really wonderful, I think, to keep it to ourselves to this point. Candiace shares, our immediate family knows. My mom, I told my mom on her birthday in February. My dad knows. Chris's parents know. My siblings know. And that is my core, my best friend group. But outside of that, it's just been like kind of quietly just growing a bun. The Drive-Back singer documented some of her journey to motherhood on the Bravo series, filming counseling sessions with fertility specialists and the prep work for the in vitro fertilization, IVF. The couple's baby-to-be came from one of the embryos they froze 2 years ago. I think we were both kind of content to have them just sit there until my cutoff date, Candiace confesses, referencing the window Chris gave her to bleep or get off the pot when it came to babies. She needed to be pregnant by the time he turned 50. But then I got the itch, she says. So I'm really happy for Candiace. I think this is the, hey, Gossip News. Yeah, you can send me the tea you found about NECA. DM me on Instagram. Or yeah, DM me on Instagram, because that way I can see it now. So yeah, congrats to Candiace. And then, like I said, Candiace, you, of all of the women, you've grown the most from a maturity level, from a business level, from a personal life level. You're doing great. So just don't worry about the green-eyed bandits. Let the colorism issue go, because that was never really the issue. These women just are miserable. And they were jealous of you. I don't think it had anything to do with your skin colors. So be happy and mazel. So what do you guys think about Candiace and Chris expecting their first baby together? And do you think it was smart of her to finally leave the Real Housewives of Potomac, as it was becoming toxic, not just for her career, but also for her health? I think it's the best thing for her mental health and everything else. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Now, let's move on to, let's talk about Portia